Yeah, in terms of him talking about the running back stuff, honestly, all the receivers have been working some of that stuff, though, man.
Man.
Yeah. Now, part of it is guys just getting reps and showing, because like it's certain players that they are, and I can't give the full specifics of these players, but it's certain players, offensive line wise and receiver wise, where you've seen them move around. Even tight ends, you've seen them utilize them in multiple ways, and you're like, okay, you can see they're trying to see if this guy can play this. They're trying to see if this guy can play this. So with Claypool, Deontay, Calvin, remember I even said Pickens or George Pickett earlier, right? George Pickens, I was like, they're hitting with that little jet sweep action. I've seen it now.
Yeah.
Like, they legit, all of these guys, they are giving them some type of reps, and you watching, you're like, bro, this ain't San Fran. This is not that offense. But some of the things that they're implementing, you can see, and I can say this part because Zach Gentry did confirm this. He talked about it in terms of their approach. They're doing a lot more of the two tight end stuff. They're doing a lot more of trying to create this physical brand, this running style, but they're also getting creative. Even how they're moving Najee around. Think about last year, like we would see Najee 90% of the time, 90% of the time in the same location. They're moving him around at times. And it's cool to see, like, I know he's athletic, but it's like, man, I didn't know you had that part of your game. I didn't know you could do that. And it is dope to see some of that stuff. And it's going to be super exciting once y'all get a chance to see it as well. So they are doing some of that stuff with Claypool. They are doing some of that stuff, like I said, with Deontay and company. Part of it is, though, I think that they're just trying to see who can do it versus who can't do it. And then from there, they'll go down that list of, okay, who does it the best? All right, who can we move there where we can still fill his spot here and we can make this thing work? They're filling all that out. So you're seeing, or at least I'm seeing them do that with multiple guys. So don't just think of it like, oh man, we're trying to make Claypool into a Debo, or we're trying to do this with Claypool. It's like, nah, we using multiple people and just trying to see who can do what the best. Some of these guys look smooth on these running motions. Some of these guys look smooth getting a handoff. Others, you're like, that's probably a one and done for you. Then other guys, you're like, oh man, I didn't know this guy could move like that. I didn't know that he looked that natural with the ball. You're also getting that part. And that's the part where it's a little bit of a surprise. Like, I would have never thought that you would be a guy that could do that. But now seeing that, it's like, okay, I can see us building this. And if you add that with this combo, man, now we're on to something. But once again, it's like, we got to see it work. We got to see, the more it works, the more you'll get more of that type of stuff. If they do it a couple of times and we got fumbles and all that other, like when we saw the Jets, remember last year in the preseason early on, it was like, yo, we kept mixing up the Jets. He was like, yo, I hate it. Don't run it no more. If it's looking like that, they'll shy away from it. But if it goes to what it's supposed to look like in certain situations, like we saw during the season where we laughed and was like, well, low key, the jet sweep was like one of our better plays, bro.
70% of the time it worked last year. I
think. So if it gets to that point, then it's like, yo, this is what we're going to roll with. Like, we're going to add some more of that. So right now, once again, controlled setting, no pads. You don't have to worry about D linemen. You don't have to worry about guys hitting guys in certain capacities, because it's a difference when you getting that ball behind the line of scrimmage, whether you're going laterally or north and south versus when you're a receiver catching it downfield. Wait, two totally different types of contact. Poor dude.
What about that Claypool in the slot?
He's in there.
I like it.
I do as well. I think, though, the biggest thing in terms of whether it be Claypool in the slot or if when they move Deontay some as well, it's the younger dudes. The other guys. When you talk about Pickens and Austin and Miles Boykin and Miller and stuff like that, it's like, who of that group is going to consistently perform to the level where the coaching staff will feel confident enough to say we can move Claypool from outside to the inside? That's the biggest hiccup with any
Pickens
of that.
then, right? If you're gonna be doing that formation.
Correct. So that's, and once again, it's like he's showing some stuff, but you still, because it's OTAs, you can't just hang your hat on it. It's like you have to see it. It's like, yo, we got an idea of what it looks like, but until you see it consistently versus other NFL talent when it's legit pass, full go, it's hard to like confidently make a plan that you're going to have Claypool playing in here all that time, or you're going to have Najee doing something, you're going to have Deontay doing something. Until you feel that level of confidence on the perimeter, you're not going to be able to do all that. So it's like, it's fun to see it right now, but you could tell it's like, yo, they're not going to spend a crazy amount of time with him in certain places until they know that that's taken care of.
Right. So it's almost the same thing as him dabbling with the running back.
Yes.
The other receivers dabbling at the running back position. They just want to see who can do it if it needs to happen, if we got to switch up some of these formations a little bit. put players in certain spots.